what we have is something which solves a problem in front of us. I think that it's maybe a very designery thing to come back and say, what's the problem? And I know a lot of people love to build design systems, but for me, a design system at the scale that Impala is at is a way to move quickly, because it creates consistent patterns, but it's also an alignment tool for designers. So our design system, if I can use a term rather than a pattern library, exists primarily in Figma. And it's a set of components, it's a set of atomic level elements, all of our brand elements. The partner to that, the counterpart to that, is a storybook app with fewer components in it that the engineers use. And we don't really have anybody whose sole responsibility is maintaining that design system. So things emerge more as a kind of consensus than a kind of explicit process. But I think being very careful about what you're doing with that system, whether it is, as I say, a pattern library, pardon me, a pattern library, or whether it's a code library in React, as long as you understand why you're doing it. If your goal is not to build a design system for the sake of building a design system, it's to build something which helps you to move faster, which helps you to share learnings, which helps you to establish a common way of working. One of the things I think that's really interesting when you think about a design system is who the consumers are. So one of the points that I've made in Impala is that I want to see engineers consuming our Figma library. I want to see product managers consuming our Figma library. And in fact, we have that happening already. People using these building blocks to quickly pull together a UI, to think about things as a common language for communicating a way that a product might work. So whilst that design, I'm sure there's a lot of people who work in established companies who say that's not a design system. But I think that it does the thing that we need it to do, which is establish a common language visually for all participants in the product development process. We're at a stage where the genie is out of the bottle on design systems. Everybody has one. So we're not, like, you've got to think about the forward momentum of what you're doing. Like, the decisions you make with this library will continue for 3-4 years down the line. And teams that I've worked in before design systems existed, it was all very siloed and everybody was working on, oh, hey, this green button is different in 7 places. Whereas now that we have a world where we at least understand the principles of atomic design, we understand the principles of like consistent libraries, and we have tools like Figma, not to, other design tools exist. But we can see the effects of choices we make now on the company that will scale up from 2 designers to 20 to 30 to 1,000 designers, and actually making good decisions now, even if it's not a full resource design system team, will support you later down the line. And I think that's the most important part, is having that kind of future looking perspective on it.